A foreign agents bill puts Serbia's EU aspirations under question, and we're going to talk about this news article coming from Radio Free Europe and what it actually means and what they're trying to say and what you need to know to make a determination as to what they're really talking about. So this article, which I will leave a link to in the description of this video so that you can read up more on it, it states that Serbia lawmakers have begun deliberating a bill submitted to Parliament that would establish a foreign agents registry, a move that may alienate Serbia from EU ambitions. Initiated by members of the movement of socialists led by pro-Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Vulin, the bill aims to regulate organizations and individuals receiving more than 50% of their funds from foreign sources. Supporters of the law argue that it aims to ensure greater transparency in the NGO sector, which is non-government organizations. They claim that some foreign-funded organizations work against Serbia's national interests. I could see why they would implement something like this. But the article continues to go on saying, however, critics both within Serbia and internationally warn that such a law could stigmatize civil society organizations, hinder their operations, and limit freedom of expression. The draft law poses a serious and direct threat to civil society organizations, jeopardizing their role in safeguarding democratic values, human rights, and European integration, the EU's Economic and Social Committee said in a statement. Now, it's funny that the EU is again starting to stick their nose where it does not belong. And I believe this is coming from the fact that this Alexander Vulin, he made a trip out to the most recent BRICS meeting. However, we are not in the EU. The EU should not, dictate as to what's going on here. Yes, we are getting some funds from the EU to help with, economic development here. But at the same time, we're also receiving investments from China. And so you don't see China coming in here and dictating and putting out news articles about what we should be doing and our EU aspirations, even though I don't believe any of that's going to happen. One of the things that you have to look at is what are some of the rules that will allow us into the EU. And one of them is the recognition of Kosovo, which will never happen here in Serbia, and that will be something that will hinder us absolutely from getting there. I believe we are better off staying as a neutral country. But one thing I wanted to point out is that the Radio Free Europe, that title really kind of plays a game when you read that title, because you think this news article is actually coming from a European company. However, if you Google the Radio Free Europe, you will see that they are headquartered in Prague, broadcast center. They were established in so-and-so date and all official languages. But the owner of this Radio Free Europe is actually owned by U.S. Agency for Global Media. And so it's funny that this United States-owned media company is slandering Serbia for coming out with laws that are, limiting from foreign investments and what we should be doing. They also go into this article saying that several countries in the region find themselves in a situation where they try to balance historic ties with Russia and their aspirations for European integration. Serbia, alongside Montenegro, is considered a front runner in the EU accession process. However, to achieve membership, candidate countries must harmonize their laws, policies, institutions, and practices with EU standards, which I don't believe that's going to happen here. One of the things that I believe that we're not going to do is harmonize a lot with what Western countries are doing, because a lot of the things that the Western countries are doing are degenerate in a way, if you ask me. And then if you also join the EU, you are paying a large fee to Germany and France, which in turn you get very limited freedoms when it comes to that. You are not able to do business with certain countries, Russia and China, for instance, because you have to work with other EU countries. Harmonizing the laws and policies, you're not going to be able to do a lot of things that that people want to do here in Serbia. And when I say people, I'm saying the citizens of Serbia, right? If you're going to put it in European laws here in Serbia, you're not going to be able to smoke in cafes and restaurants. Not that I'm a smoker or I am pro-smoking, but in a country of freedom, you want to let people do what they want to do. Rakia is going to be a no-go here in Serbia. When it comes to farming and all that, you're going to have to tag your animals. You're going to have certain processes, and that's going to become a lot more expensive for farmers here that don't do that. We don't do that here in Serbia as it is, and we have no issue with the way the meat is grown here and the quality of the meat and the healthiness of people here. I believe that Serbia is a lot healthier in many regards than these EU countries, because we don't have certain laws and policies in place that EU countries do. And not to mention when it talks about harmonizing the institutions. Are we supposed to now harmonize with the woke culture that they are pushing in the EU countries and, smearing the minds of the youth here when it comes to the education system? No, a lot of the people here don't want that. Are we against people that are, gay or lesbians? Hey, no, we're not. Do that if you're a fully grown adult, but leave kids out of it. And that's one of the things that I believe that Russia is doing well, where they banned all that theory and education in their schools and made that woke culture actually illegal in Russia. And it should be something that we should think about doing ourselves, because, why should we smear and harm the youth and give them mental illnesses while their brains are still developing? Once you're a fully functioning adult, hey, listen, if you want to go do certain things, go do them. Keep it behind closed doors and leave it out of the public sector, is what I'm trying to say. And so this bill continues to go deeper into more context. The last one I want to touch on is that Vulin's close ties to Moscow, underscored by frequent visits, and his role in coordinating Serbia's BRICS-related activities, have drawn international attention. Well, yes, we actually have a lot better ties and longer ties, historical ties, not even just a few hundred years, but thousands of years of ties to Russia than we do with any of the EU countries. As a matter of fact, I believe that Germany, which is part of the EU, was an enemy of Serbia at one point, and that we need to keep in the back of our mind. World War II, right? And so we need to understand that just because you see news articles like that saying, Serbia bad because they're trying to do this and they want to enter BRICS. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I believe that the people of Serbia should decide it. And I want to ask you as the viewer, what is your thoughts? I believe from previous videos that I did that a lot of my viewers are saying no to EU, yes to BRICS, or let's just stay neutral. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this news article if when you read the rest of it. And what are your thoughts from this Western propaganda? Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.